Yeah, that's such a great question. Fears are, it's what holds us back more than anything else. And, I was more afraid of my own success. Many of us are more afraid of our own power than anything else. We're actually afraid of how powerful we really are. And we are afraid that, we get out there, we're gonna become really powerful, and then we don't know how we're going to handle it or deal with it. We're not sure how people are going to view us. Many times we have to reinvent a lot of our relationships as we start to get out there and we start to, just become really just better versions of ourselves, really. But fear, there's so many of these little sayings like fear is false evidence appearing real, or, facing your fears. But fear, to me, is just related to ego, and it's just related to all of our insecurities and all of our doubts. Not so much about who we are, but more so about how much power we actually have. And of course, there were times where I was afraid, but it was more fear of, that I could actually, fear of action. I was more comfortable with failure than I was with success. So I was more afraid of success because I had experienced so much failure in my life that felt so much more natural for me. And even I look back as even as a minister, because I was a minister for many years, and I was an evangelist, and I would do a lot of outreaches and different things. And I always thought, I'm afraid of how people will perceive me if they see me driving a fancy car, or I'm afraid of how their perception of me if I pull up, and I'm dressed, to the nines. I was always kind of afraid of kind of stepping into, just even having nice things because of the perception of people. And, I remember even a time I was doing very, very well financially. I still kept my Honda, as my getaway car, because I knew that I could just blend in, And I think that's what it is that we get to a point in our life where all the lives that we've lived, all the relationships that we've experienced, all the stresses that we've been through, all the disappointments, all the frustrations, all the ups and downs of life, that what happens is everything that you've been through is almost like you've had a life and you went through it and you closed a chapter. And then you start another life. So it's almost like you're revolving right here. So then what happens is you have a culmination of all those life experiences. And then you realize that, it really doesn't matter what anybody else is thinking because nobody cares. And you think, oh my gosh, as you start to get more mature in age physically, you realize that, none of that means anything, and you're actually really powerful. And that power is to be shared with so many other people. So I feel really, really blessed, that ignorance on fire, is better than knowledge on ice, they say. Ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. And that when you just get out there with your passion, with your pass eye on, that, it happens for you. It's just natural. When you're doing what you love, it is like effortless prosperity. When you're just out there, just passing yourself on and doing your passion, it just becomes effortless. It just comes to you. It has to. It's just the way it works in the universe. It's just the way that God has ordained it, There's just no other way around it.